Welcome to Kanpai News.
Kanpai News.
News. I don't know why I always have so much fun with that intro. It's like silly and serious all at the same time. It's great. Anyway, welcome everyone to Kanpai News for the week commencing the 2nd of April, 2023. It is no longer April Fool's. Wait, 3rd of April. 3rd of April. It's no longer April Fool's Day, but we do have some April Fool's Days.
We commence on the 2nd.
I thought we started the
comes out
commencing on Monday.
No, we always do Sunday.
Yeah. We always do
I
Sunday.
fucking built the goddamn thing, Nasuth!
He did.
I know how to do that
thing. It is the 2nd of April, 2023. Look, April Fool's, all right, even though it's not. I am always as your host, Nasuth. I am joined by Xeno and Thaylien. How are you boys doing this week?
Getting exhausted from your bullshit, boy.
Your bullshit.
I'm in the mood to slap Xeno for doing all that.
Right. Well, we've got quite a lot of stories, so let's get right into it, shall we?
Absolutely.
Nice. In an update to the story of people taking lewd selfies with the statues in Ghibli Park, the trio of men actually issued a public apology to Aichi Governor Hideaki Amura, who had previously threatened legal action if the identities of the men were ever discovered. However, since the men delivered their apology in person at the prefectural office, he has softened his response, saying he will earnestly accept the apology, and that I would like this to mark the end of the matter. The men said in their apology that taking these photos went beyond the level of a practical joke. We've caused a lot of distress to everyone. We endeavor not to cause any mischief in the future. They also said they would like to meet with the Ghibli Park promotion office, but however, Ghibli Park has still declined to make any sort of comment on this, which I think is, I think that's the right move. I think.
But I also think it's good of them to just come forward and admit that their mistake.
And maybe, I mean, even though I don't think this is as bad as it was made out to be, it's disgusting in a lot of ways, but it's not. It's people just being people. It's still good that they did it, and maybe they'll discourage more people from doing it in the future because of that. So, But
wasn't it like the joke photos of looking up skirts and things?
Yes, they took photos of looking up the skirts, and they took photos of them like touching the breasts of some of the statues. I mean, it's disgusting, but it's also just people being dumb.
I think it's more of a problem for other park goers if they were to witness what was going on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, moving swiftly on, because we have a lot to cover, in September, it'll be time to celebrate the 40th anniversary of Boronson and Tetsuo Hara's classic Fist of the North Star manga. In celebration of the milestone, Toei and Koamex announced that the series is getting its first ever exhibit in Tokyo's Mori Arts Center Gallery in this autumn. The exhibit will feature over 400 pieces of artwork, including new pieces by Hara-san, specifically for the event. It will also include a series of figures and dioramas that will capture iconic moments from the manga. Are a fair few of those in Fist of the North Star. The exhibit will cover the story up to the Rao arc, split into 6 different chapters, each with their own take on the concept of love. Interestingly, in direct opposition to most art exhibitions in Japan, visitors are encouraged to take photos in every area, except any screens showing footage, and there are specific spots set up encouraging people to post on social media.
Oh, that's really interesting.
Yeah, because I know you talked about it in the actual Kanpai Cast episode that in most places you weren't allowed to take pictures.
Yeah.
Damn.
Right, well, moving on. The Goblin Slayer console game, Goblin Slayer Another Adventure Nightmare Feast, first announced back in January, now has an official website. Promotional video and projected release this winter. The video reveals that the game will be released on Switch and PC, including an English version, and it also shares the game's original story set in the four-cornered world in no name, and the new characters.
That's apparently the place the name is. The world is called Four Cornered World.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, okay. I guess it's in the manga.
Read the manga. I've read the manga. I don't think it is. I don't remember, it might be in the light novels, but even so, in the Four Cornered World and the new characters that will inhabit it, the cast includes these voice actors and roles. Rei Takahashi, the guild master and the game's heroine,
This one.
and aristocrat girl who has been appointed as the guild master of a frontier guild branch after his father's father has passed away. Well, that's
so
what you've written
that.
out. I'm assuming like
It says from the story
father.
itself. Yeah, I didn't notice that.
Okay, I think
it's just
the.
I think it's just the translation. There might have been a non-gendered their father.
Okay.
Maybe.
Inori Minase, I think that's supposed to be Minase.
Minase.
A blood princess, a vampire girl who wakes up from a long sleep and joins the guildmaster on an adventure. Okay.
Yeah.
Yuki Ono.
We have vampires
squire...
in this universe now.
Yeah, okay. I mean, we did know that there was lots of other mythical beasts in this universe. It's just the
we're focused on
only had one
goblins.
interest.
Yeah.
Yep. Yuki Ono, a squire and childhood friend of the guildmaster, who is active on the who is active as an adventurer. Daisuke Ono, a polar bear priest.
Yeah.
A bear race.
I mean, we've got a lizard guy, so why not?
Oh, we do, don't we? A bear race circuit rider who worships the Earth Mother.
Is he American? Because he's exercising his right to bear arms.
Well, Muri Shimabukuro.
As Conan.
Conan?
As Conan,
Okay.
yes.
As Conan. Okay, fine. Oh, no, you missed off the as. Right.
Oh, yeah.
A rune soldier wears a green robe and is armed with a iron spear, who is a novice adventurer, it seems.
And
But we've seen that character in the show.
have we?
Have we?
Yeah, that's
Have
the
we?
hero.
I thought that these
No,
were
it's
all
not.
supposed to be.
That's not the
I
hero.
think
Yeah, these
that
are
looks
original.
very-
These
it's
are
got the same-
original characters.
Okay, that
It's
looks very much
very
like
similar.
the hero character that they did in the show.
It's
Got the
very
same
similar.
exact ribbons.
Right. And Hisako Kanemoto, the Lady of Principality, a childhood friend of the Guildmaster, who is a noble daughter from a neighboring territory. So,
And they're also bringing back
so
all the
there's more to
original
it.
cast too. Yeah.
It also includes these actors reprising their roles as the original characters from the show. So yeah, we got the. I'm just gonna. Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
Okay.
So I paused.
Interesting.
I paused the video on a little bit of the gameplay in the background. So it's clearly an isometric sprite-based game.
Yeah.
I'm down for that though.
Yeah. It's worked with games like Octopath, Tale, and things like that. So I can happily believe that this would work well. Though it kind of feels odd that you can't play as Goblin Slayer himself.
I don't know if you
that's
can
the
or not
point.
because they are still in the game.
No, but I can imagine that it's like, you cross paths with his party and everything.
Mm.
Yeah. I always like these kind of games because they take the world that we know and tell a different story from what the anime is. And you're not retelling the anime. You're not trying to be Goblin Slayer. You're in that world. Goblin Slayer is there too. But you are doing something else. And I like those games.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
My concern is that this is a game that was being made and they were like, let's just tack the Goblin Slayer IP on it. Right? Because that's my only concern. But thus far, I've not seen anything that would make me just go, this is not the Goblin Slayer world. Right? Because it's... I mean, the vampire is thus far the only one...
Yeah, even the bear priest fits in.
I'm more happy to take in the bear priest because of the lizard person. The vampire is the only one that, like, the backstory of this character has to make a whole lot of fucking sense for me to accept this.
Yeah, no, but I actually really like it because they've got, apart from the rune soldier, Conan, everyone, the Guildmaster, Blood Princess, Polar Bear Priest, Lady of Principality, they've all got the same kind of naming thing as... Lizard Priest, Priestess, Goblin Slayer, High Elf Archer. It's it's keeping that style. So I think they would all have had names if this was something that's going to be developed separately.
Okay.
I
I'll give you that.
I don't see anything about who made it or anything in the story, so unfortunately, if maybe we can look into that more for the future. Maybe some intrepid viewer in the comment section can let us know. Yeah. Anyway, shall we move onward? I'm interested in this either way.
Yeah.
All right. This one's a little oof. A manga localization company, Local Manga, has reversed its position on settling payments with freelancers following months of debt struggles. Previously, on December 9th, they said they planned to settle all debts by March 31st. The company's former owner, Christopher Hepburn, declined to comment beyond saying that, as I prioritize my legal obligations, I cannot discuss what at this stage falls within attorney-client privilege. However, a Discord message sent on March 11th stated that, I am writing to inform everyone that Local Manga LLC has exhausted its funds. Unfortunately, with no funds and no company assets available for liquidation, Local Manga LLC will no longer be able to satisfy any alleged outstanding debts that remain. I understand that this situation is not ideal for any party involved, and I've done all that I personally can up to this point, including exhausting family borrowing, exhausting loan options, and exhausting personal funds. As a limited liability company, Local Manga LLC is protected from personal liability for any remaining debt once its assets have been exhausted. In short, as of March 11th, 2022, SIC, no further payments will be made. I apologize that this is where things end, and I wish you the best for your future endeavors. Local Manga does not use a bookkeeper. Instead, Christopher Hepburn claims personal responsibility for invoices and payments, despite officially stepping down in November 2022. Under Texas state business laws, where the company was founded, he may be personally responsible for any unfulfilled payments, despite the fact that it's an LLC. At least one freelancer said that they will be seeking legal actions. There's a lot more to this story, which you can read in the link. Like, I'm not kidding. There is a lot to this story. Like, previous testimonies and wow.
I'd be interested to know, Nasuth, I don't know if you know this about US law. In the UK law, if a company goes into insolvency, as a former employee that has outstanding pay due, right, you can basically turn to the what's it called, the government, and they will pay back, they will pay you a portion of what you are owed, right?
I think that might be the case if you have an actual employment contract. However, this is specifically freelancers.
Okay,
and
that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. So this is kind of why it's dangerous to do business with an LLC sometimes, is because they can just shut down and say, "Fuck y'all, I'm out." You know.
Yep.
Yeah.
We've actually got a problem with that in the industry I work in, which is print. And we got slightly screwed over by a company that decided to Phoenix, literally just declare bankruptcy, shut down, and then start up again in the exact same location, but with somebody else in charge. So, yeah, that basically our former owner decided to buy up their old books, and that came with some caveats and some provisos that didn't go well for us in the end, even though we did get a bit of business out of it. Silly. So,
as somebody who does freelance work, this also like hits home for me. I know Xena would never fuck me over, but
Nasuth, please note that you've got a spinning cat behind you.
Yeah,
even in
I don't know how to turn that off. I could turn that off, but I'd have to do some funky graph stuff. Anyway, let's move on.
Next up, NetEase Games, a Chinese production company with a relatively long list of games, has decided to dip its toe into the world of animation with the launch of a brand new brand titled Anici. The brand aims to provide content with a theme of that passion even 10 years later. Upcoming titles include Skip and Loafer, Heavily Delusion, Otaku Elf, and Kazuna no Allele.
Allele?
Yeah.
Allele. I think it's Allele.
While their past collaborations with anime include Cells at Work Black, Blackrock Shooter Dawnfall, and Yurei Deko. NetEase includes members that have worked on the Yakuza series, Devil May Cry 5, Resident Evil, Dragon's Dogma, and Sengoku Basara. They've also acquired Suda51's game studio, Grasshopper Manufacture, who have made many of the games that Nasuth is a fan of.
Oh, I love Grasshopper. I love Suda51 is crazy in like the best ways. I think most people would know him from oh god, what is the name of that one? Where you're like a weeb assassin who's trying to become the best assassin in the world. They just made a sequel to it recently.
Yes.
What?
You've made my mind go blank. Yes.
There's a game where you're a guy in glasses and you're
No More Heroes.
No More Heroes. Yes, that is the Suda51 game. He is crazy. So I'm kind of interested in this.
They've gone into they're getting a series of animes of different types. Interesting. And especially with some of the ones they've got going on at the moment, also some of the ones they've worked on, like Cells at Work and Yurei Deko, even Blackrock Shooter Dawnfall. That's quite a good list of animation for some of their teams to have worked on.
Yurei Deko got weird by the end, and I didn't like the actual ending, but for the ride to that,
the animation,
was good. Yeah.
And of course the comedy and silliness elements of Yakuza and Devil May Cry, plus the visual stylings that the Resident Evil Dragon's Dogma series can have. Yeah, I think some of these animations are going to look very interesting.
I don't know if we can really see what's in. They've got some posters in there, but you can't really see them very well.
I can see standard protagonist guy.
No, the second one, that's from Kaine Snow Sea something.
It is? Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Were they involved in that?
Ooh.
Were they involved in that? Really? I don't know. Anyway.
Maybe.
Let's move on, shall we?
Right, so many anime fans dream of starring in their favorite animes. I know I do. But for three women, that dream came true when they were given a chance to voice the sailor Starlights alongside Kotono
Mitsuishi.
Basically Sailor Moon, right? In the upcoming movie Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon Cosmos. The three actresses, Marina Inoue,
who plays Ko Seiya.
I have no idea who that is. Sayori Hayami.
These are the names of the Sailor Starlights, whatever that is. I've never heard of a Sailor Starlight, but I assume that's a new class of Sailor Scout.
Probably Ko Taiki. And Ayane Sakura Ko Yaten.
So Seiya, Taiki, and Yaten. Obviously sisters, I'd guess.
Maybe? I don't know. Maybe. I'll see.
Seem to become their 5-year-old selves again as they spoke in front of the Mitsushi.
They spoke in front of Sailor Moon. They spoke in front of Sailor Moon, essentially.
Yep.
About how they would play as Sailor Moon as children. Though, notably, Sakura-san mainly knew it because of her older sisters. She expanded by saying that that by watching it as an adult, she really understood why people connected with it. Similarly, Inoue-san and Hayami-san spoke about the challenges they were facing auditioning for past Sailor Moon roles, while Sakura-san, whom seemingly hadn't auditioned for those same roles, was reduced to saying how happy she was that her career and Sailor Moon have crossed paths.
Yeah. So I think the lesson here is kind of never give up on your dreams, because the other two tried several times before they finally got this role. That's so cool, though. Mm-hmm. That's so amazing. I do actually want to see. I've only seen a couple of Sailor Moon movies, and it's been forever since I watched the original series. But I do remember the movies actually being pretty good. So I'm interested. All Right, so, I get all the fun ones. A Tokyo District Court has ruled in favor of developer C2 Paraprat Co. Limited.
Which, as we all know, is a parachuting Pratt.
Makers of the KanColle or Kantai Collection game, who alleged that an individual defamed the franchise and C2 head Kensuke Tanaka by selling defamatory merchandise and impersonating Tanaka's likeness. The unnamed individual participated in an event for creators to publish doujin derivatives for KanColle in August 2020, where he wore a mask of Tanaka-san and sold sex toys that portrayed characters from the franchise. Along with a 4.4 million yen, or US 33,600, or Great British Pounds 27,217, award to C2, the court's judgment also prohibited further manufacture and distribution of the Tanaka mask and the destruction of all files and materials used in the making of the mask. So it seems like they were almost more worried about the mask than the toys or anything, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm guessing that the doujin obviously is such a big business in there that they know they can't.
It doesn't say he made any doujin. It doesn't say he actually made any doujin. He just made sex toys.
Well, it's by selling defamatory merchandise and impersonating his likeness. So it's merchandise that would only be defamatory if it was Tanaka's likeness selling it.
Yeah.
So there we go. The actual merchandise, no. But the masks, yes, that's got to go because that's where the defamation suit comes in.
That's amazing. Can't really argue with them though.
The 4.4 million yen as an award to the company for that defamation suit. That's some heavy proof on there. So next up. We recently reported on the team up of G-Kids and Fathom events to bring Studio Ghibli films back to US screens as part of the Studio Ghibli Fest 2023, which is lasting until November this year. In particular, their opening rescreening of My Neighbor Totoro to celebrate its 35th anniversary earned an astounding $284,000, in excess of $284,000 US dollars, or 230,000 British pounds. Just its opening weekend.
That's crazy! For a movie that's this old and people have probably seen, but probably haven't seen on a big screen.
Yeah, 35th anniversary showing of a movie. Just in one weekend earned $284,000.
Ponyo will have its 15th anniversary screening on May 7th, 8th, and 10th, which I think is that's also another good big anniversary number.
Do check in with the event website to find locations where it'll be screening and what films will be showing on what weekends.
It's a shame it's not showing in the UK, but I mean, maybe someday.
We don't get shit.
Yeah. Right.
Right, moving on. So, here are the latest reasons you shouldn't invest in smartphone games. First up, Yu-Gi-Oh! Cross Duel announces that they'll end. I just kind of wanted to stop on Yu-Gi-Oh! Cross Duel. Announces that they'll end their service on September 4th. Interestingly, sales of in-game crystals, I assume that's the currency, have already ceased, and the company has offered a refund on any unused crystals starting September 5th. The game will also launch a new single-player event based on Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s on April 4th, and a new raid event on April 13th. The game launched in Japan July 20... Jesus! Okay.
Yep.
Launched in Japan July 2022 and September 2022 worldwide, and features 4-player card battles.
I can't believe they're actually adding new content after announcing they're shutting down. I can only assume that this content was already in the pipeline.
It's got to be in the pipeline.
Yeah.
They were planned events that people were already looking forward to, I'm sure.
And so they can't really, they could not do them, but there's no real loss if they do them.
But since the game's running through to September, they have to have something there.
Yeah. No, they don't.
Let's give them that window. Well, I don't know.
They should.
They should. Anyway.
Yeah.
Our second entry So this one's actually kind of interesting because Crunchyroll Games announced that they are ending service for the global version of Princess Connect Redive on April 30th, just 2 years after its launch. However, the Japanese version will continue running. And Gumby reports that the game had shit drop rates and a shit gameplay loop. So maybe that's why the Americans don't like it anymore. But I found it interesting that they're closing the worldwide version but keeping the Japanese one.
I think a large part of the problem is, though, that it's dependent on how the game's introduced and things. Because, we've experienced this with Alice, where the problem is that the Japanese audience experienced a completely different thing to what we experienced as a worldwide audience. And as a result, they introduced stuff to us way earlier than what the Japanese audience got. And we're getting stuff that is just completely and utterly pointless. You know, the financial difference is stupid.
Right. So, gotcha.
You know, I can appreciate that the worldwide audience may not have an interest in the game, but the Japanese audience.
Mm-hmm. We do have to save another one later on, so keep an eye out for that.
Cool.
Excellent. In a bit of surprising news, Japan's Content Overseas Distribution Association, CODA, has its big first catch in its attempt to reduce worldwide piracy and actively promote the distribution of Japanese content. Last Tuesday, they revealed that the Public Security Bureau of China's Jiangsu province have arrested 4 people suspected of being associated with B9 Good, one of the largest anime piracy sites aimed directly at Japanese people. This marks the first time that Chinese authorities have actually arrested someone in association with a complaint from Japan. The dominoes fell when an unemployed 33-year-old man was detained in February, at which time he admitted to operating the site as well as his co-conspirators. Chinese authorities seized a 4 million yuan, or $582,000, £471,000, property brought with profits from the site, which they estimated between 6 to 7 million yuan, or $870,000 to $1 million, or $707,000 to £810,000.
It's incredible. That's incredible.
They say,
clearly, I'm in the wrong job. I mean,
well, I mean, the problem is that he's been caught now, and not only is all that money going to disappear, but also he's going to get a horrific fine and probably jail time.
The horror, lads.
It started all the way back in 2008.
So it'll all be fun and games until somebody ends up with a hook for a hand, and that'll not be fun at all.
Oh, right.
Right.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
A card shop in Akihabara went viral over the weekend for tweeting that its clientele need to wear deodorant or leave. They have even gone as far as offering them Febreze spray for free or cologne/perfume for 10 to 20 yen. That's like feck all.
It's 18 to 15 US, 18 to 15 US cents and 6 to 12 pence?
Pence? Yeah, what the heck is the D? But anyway.
I looked up the symbol, that's what they gave me. All right?
Okay, per dose. And so at the entrance for customers they deem too smelly. This came about after the store's discount card corner became a lot more popular and other customers complained of smelly individuals coming in. Reactions to those stores' tweets have been varied. Some have expressed sympathy for the owners, while others have commented with amusement that, of course, card game geeks would have hygiene issues. On the other hand, some have also pointed out that spraying perfume would probably have the opposite effect and make the area smell more pungent. Yeah, I can appreciate that one.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to imagine what the job's like. Sumimasen, sniff test.
Oh my goodness.
You do not pass.
And they even have candles and everything. It's like, oh my goodness. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But I think
no, that's for the wax torture.
I think the biggest problem though is when you're in those sorts of areas, right? It's very
so
small confined space, right? There are going to be a lot of people there in a small space. That's going to generate so much heat. Right,
and
people are just gonna,
you know.
So Oof. I do feel
Deodorant
for
does
the
help,
store runners.
and so does Febreze.
I think the most interesting part of it to me was that it had gotten so bad that they were starting to use their corner shop instead. Like wow,
Yeah.
wow. Anyway, shall we move on to Disney?
Well, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just
Go ahead.
to point out, that could be that the shop is based in sort of like a mega store. Because that's like a lot of Akihabara was like mega stores and things like this. So multiple shops would be on the same floor.
Right.
And you just be in different areas and things. So it could just be like that part of the floor just kind of was a bit smelly. Anyway.
Right. So we actually have some good news from Disney, maybe? Ruben Lack, Disney's senior manager of English dubbing, announced on Monday that the TV adaptation of Heavenly Delusion, which, wait, wasn't that one of the ones that, she... Oh god, how far back was that?
No, I don't think it was in that.
Heavenly Delusion, yeah, it is. So
it is.
That new
Okay.
NetEase game company, Anici, is working on this one specifically. Now I have to find that again.
Okay. That one.
Yes, here we go. That Heavenly Delusion will get a simulcast in the US. The anime began streaming on April 1st on Disney Plus worldwide, and is getting a simulcast on Hulu in the US and Stars Plus in Latin America. Crack reporters Gumby and Nasuth are unable to confirm it is not showing on Hulu or Disney Plus as of 8:30 p.m. CST on April 1st. I haven't actually checked this morning. That's my bad. But the manga's story is described as: within the safety of the walls, youths are raised in a nursery-style setting by robots. While life there may appear stale on the surface, the children are full of potential and curiosity. In many ways, it's like a slice of heaven. The outside world is a hellscape. It is almost entirely void of anything mechanical and is now inhabited by bizarre yet powerful supernatural beings. Maru, with the aid of Kiruko, is out there crisscrossing what was once Tokyo for heaven. But after searching for so long, maybe heaven is more of an untenable dream than a potential reality.
I mean, while Thalien's on the next story, why don't you go have a look and see if it's on
Disney
Hulu
Plus?
or...
Sure, will do.
Yeah.
Please do. So, while he's on that little task over there, the cast of Spy Multiplied by Family had an event during the 2023 Anime Japan in which they attempted to draw what they thought the Season 2 key visual would be. The show started with some banter between the cast members about Season 1, which includes teasing of Takeo Eguchi, who's Lloyd Forger, about his height. He must have grown up so long apart. After a bit, they moved on to the announcement for the upcoming season in October, as well as a new movie. The announcement started with the voice actors drawing what they thought the key visual would look like, with Takeo Eguchi being the closest thematically. Kenichiro Matsudo, or his Bond Forger, an evil Anya, a bloody Lloyd, a crying Yor, and Bond front and centre. Atsumi Tanizaki, who's Anya Forger, the family being snowed on, wearing ponchos and dark sunglasses, keeping things hidden before the true reveal. Saori Hayami, who's Yor, the family riding Bond through space. And Takeo Eguchi, playing Lloyd Forger, a flying Yor, Bond in a sumo pose, Lloyd holding an L, which Eguchi claimed was a gun, and a misshapen Anya making a snowman.
Okay.
So the cast then revealed that the actual teaser image, and while there are a few similarities in the drawing, Lloyd is indeed holding a gun.
Okay.
So one of them managed to get close just by pretending one of them was holding a gun.
Interesting. How has your search gone?
Well, I can't log into Disney Plus for some reason, even though I swear it's part of my Hulu plan. But it's not on Hulu, for sure.
Right, okay.
So we'll see.
It's reporting.
Yeah, I love that. So let me scroll down and show off the there's the evil Anya.
Okay.
Can't really see that one too well, but there they are riding
Bond through space, yeah.
Space. And then this is the actual
That's
image.
The actual.
Code White.
Yeah. So have you got Takia's up the top?
No, they don't have any of the other ones. Yeah.
That's a shame.
Sad. Anyway.
Right. Okay.
Oh, yes.
Right.
Yes.
With this week's coming Kanpai Cast brings about the increasing role of AI. We bring you this story. Sony Music Entertainment launched Yomitibo? What?
Yomibito.
Yomibito Plus. A new audiobook app on Wednesday. The app uses AI to synthesize voices from 3 voice actors. The voice actors include Katsuyuki, Konishi. Yeah, I did do that right. So the problem is, I read these names. I'm like, wait, did I actually read that right?
Yeah.
Suichiro
Umeda.
And the late Umeda. And the late Kenji Usumi. Utsumi.
So that's the late Kenji Utsumi, as in he has passed.
Yes.
Yeah. Co-front? Is that supposed to be co-front?
I think that's co-front. COE front?
Yeah. Yeah. The
Co-font.
company behind the... Oh, shit.
Oh, yes, you're right.
Co-font. The company behind the AI technology that replicates the voice says it can take at least 15 minutes of voice samples to create a voice font, which can then read any text aloud. The app will be free to download until March 28th, 2024, and currently has a selection of classic Japanese literature to listen to. Focusing more on the late Kenji Utsumi, he's the voice of Fist of the North Star's Rao. Dr. Stump's Senbi Norimaki. Yeah. And Full Metal Alchemist Alex Luis Armstrong. Okay, I got one, guys. Right, I can do that one. Interestingly, the video promoting the service includes positive feedback from Kentaro Utsumi, Kenji's son, and the current head of the Ken Production talent agency.
Which, I mean, at least they've got somebody's permission for that, but I still feel really weird about it.
Yeah.
Well, I think the big thing is you can get services out there that are these APIs that allow you to convert written text into somebody's
voice. Yeah.
Yes, but these are paid voice actors that you can get consent to do this stuff. Whereas a lot of the shadier side of things, they just take samples of people's voices from video games and then they just get them to say whatever they want. So
yeah,
like,
there's been a lot of like Melina saying weird meme stuff, and
also Joe Rogan.
Peter
Jordan Peterson, rather.
I'm actually going to be upset if a certain orange man becomes the president again, because it means he won't be able to play Overwatch with the other former presidents.
Yes. Yes.
Anyway,
it still does feel a little weird. Like I even when they brought Grand Moff Tarkin back with CGI and voice clips, I felt weird about that. It's so weird when you bring somebody back from the dead for this sort of thing. I don't know. It's just Anyway.
To anybody paying attention, after I die, please sample my voice and phone Nasuth with it occasionally.
Yeah.
Just to
okay. I'm all right with that.
Make him hear odd things.
Anyway. Keep an eye out for more of that during this Kanpai Cast episode later this week. Anyway, on Thursday, Netflix confirmed that a Scott Pilgrim anime was in the works based off the graphic novel series, with all of the voices from the 2010 live-action movie returning. Brian Lee O'Malley, writer of the graphic novels, will also be writing the series and serve as executive producer with the new Are You Afraid of the Dark series, which I personally didn't know there was a new Are You Afraid of the Dark series. I loved the original. I may have to see how badly they fucked it up. With the new Are You Afraid of the Dark producer, Ben David Grabinski, Science Saru will be animating the project. This is the point at which Xeno tunes out. The original director and co-writer Edgar Wright will serve as executive producer. Right? Yeah. Will serve as executive producer with his partner Naira Park. The film's co-writer Michael Bacall and several people from Mark Platt Productions. There is no current release date, so a lot of the people from the original group coming to work on this. I think that's pretty cool.
So I know you like to take the piss out of me with the whole Science
Arrow.
I do like. There is some stuff that Science Arrow do that I like, and there's just the big one, which is Devilman Crybaby, which I absolutely despise, right? But
didn't you also dislike Tokyo Sinks?
I've never seen it.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah. But I did watch Do It Yourself. And I like their art style for the funner, zanier stuff. And I think Scott Pilgrim could land in that. Yeah.
I feel I'm pretty sure Science Seru might actually be aping Korean anime styles, if I'm not wrong. But it does. I have said that they do almost feel more like a Western company in the way that their proportions change. It's much more like stretch and squash and whatnot, like you see in older American cartoons.
I've seen plenty of anime that do that. The big thing for me with Science Seru, which not even Western studios do, is the lack of shading on the characters. Right? That's
so
the
you do
big
see
glaring thing for me.
You do see that in more of the squash and stretch style stuff, like Animaniacs or I don't know, Looney Tunes, anything like that. They tend to do less shading, and that's kind of what I'm talking about is that style. Anyway, yeah.
Okay, fair.
No date. We'll see what it is, but yeah. Shall we move on?
So our last main story. So while many of the Kanpai Cast crew use Anime Planet as our website to track our anime, there are in fact competitors. One such prominent site is My Anime List, who have decided to throw their hat in the ring of manga ratings and recommendations with their ultimate list of recommendations in conjunction with international booksellers and site users, with categories should be anime or best for beginners and unique story or art. The list includes many titles which can get into it if it's desired.
As you can see some of them here.
I know if you scroll up.
The
first one.
Frieren.
Yeah, that's getting an anime. I don't know if it's this season or it's later this year. Because I've fallen into the trap of I'd like to check that out. It's not out yet. God damn it!
Well, so this is you should read this manga. So, yeah. I've heard of Dan.
I've heard of it as well.
Blue Box.
There's a lot of this I haven't seen.
Yeah.
But I'm tempted to go through this.
Oh, God, there's just look.
No,
give them a
scroll up.
A Man and His Cat, Shadow's House, Oshinoko.
That one's getting an anime this season. I'm concerned about that because it's got so few volumes. Right? I don't know how they're gonna pull it off, right? Because if I remember correctly, it's only got like 4 volumes. I'm like, okay. Anyway.
Well, see, Dandadan is also in Should Be Anime. Wow. Yeah. There you go. The huge list. If you're looking for manga to read, there you go. Right. So
the April Fool's Extravaganza or Evangelionanza, right? So basically, there are a lot of April Fool's based stories.
This is a sampling of them.
Yeah, we just kind of wanted to just touch upon them, just for the lols, right? So fans of Oshinoko Kana Arima have often referred to the main character of Kana Arima as Baking Soda-chan as a running gag from the manga when her childhood friend mistook her title as the genius child actor who can cry on the spot. I'm not reading that.
Jubio de Nekaru Tensai Koyaku.
as the genius childhood actor who licks baking soda.
Which is Juso wo Namaru Tensai Koyaku.
Right?
The very similar.
So,
On April Fool's, Kodakawa released a fake newspaper clipping naming Kana the baking soda ambassador.
I love these faces. Look at these faces. This one is so memeable right here.
Yeah, this is dumb fun.
Right. So we talked about Princess Connect Redive. The smartphone app has the Japanese version, not the American, not the global version, has re-released its surprisingly high-quality April Fool's game, an auto battler featuring 3D models of 58 characters from the original game. Might as well play a little bit of that. Mute. The game will be available for 10 days, except for users of the global version, which, as previously stated, will be shutting down on April 30th. So, unfortunately, you'll have to get the Japanese version if you wanna play whatever this is.
An auto battle.
oh dear.
Anyway.
Right, on to the next one.
That's silly. Short one here. Kuma 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 Bear changed its look to Usa 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 Bunny for April Fools, as well as to celebrate the Year of the Rabbit.
Look at that! Oh, it's so cute! It's so cute! Oh, okay. I've heard good things about Kuma 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 Bear.
Right. From Sega and the Sonic the Hedgehog. Wait, I thought it was Team Sonic or whatever. And the Sonic the Hedgehog social media team comes a quirky murder mystery available on PC via Steam. Although the game was released on April Fool's, it is actually a fully fledged game with puzzles and visual novel style presentation. Titled The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. It's described as, it's Amy Rose's birthday and she's hosting a murder mystery party on the Mirage Express when Sonic the Hedgehog becomes the game's victim. Everyone is off to get to the bottom of things, however, something feels a bit off. Is this really an innocent game, or is something more sinister afoot? Join the colourful cast of Naz going dun 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 of the Sonic the Hedgehog series in an exciting new adventure.
I mean, it does look pretty cute.
Yeah.
Look at that. Why has she got? It's how you know it's her birthday, because she's got a cake on her head.
On her head. Yeah. And look at Tails dressed up like Sherlock Holmes. I mean,
well, I mean, he's got a fedora for some reason, but I mean,
no, he's Watson.
Oh, it could be Watson.
Anyway,
right. So our last one.
I just don't know why Knuckles has a cowboy hat.
Yeah.
Well, it's not really a cowboy; it's a Crocodile Dundee hat, isn't it? It's got fangs in it.
So, Katakawa teased a very Isekai Quartet-esque crossover between Overlord and the Eminence in Shadow, set to premiere April 2138. No doubt, we'll keep you updated. But I love these faces. I love that Overlord just looks like so exasperated, but Shadow is just like, yeah.
This is a nightmare for me. This is...
Oh, my word.
I hear Isekai Quartet is actually fun, though, even with Overlord.
Yeah, you know what, we should
I'd be down for that.
Give it a credit. But I just, like, it depends on, like, how seriously they take it and things.
No, clearly they're not.
I mean, Ainz and Shadow are, like, the two most frustrating characters in the world for me. And... them featuring in, like, even hypothetically a special is just nightmare fuel.
Is Albedo in here? No, it's all his girls, isn't it?
No. There's There's
there's Bug Girl.
There's the Bug Girl. There's Slime Girl on the far left, where the mouse is right now. There's other maid who exists for some reason. There's also the super strong one in the bottom right.
Oh yeah.
A lot of them do appear to be more more shadow oriented.
But he does have a bunch of them, so
yeah,
you know.
He has a lot more of them. That's the thing. For some reason.
Oh, I'm glad we saved the best for last. That is
that hurts me.
Hilarious.
Like,
that
cuts me deep.
Oh, anyway.
Pain and agony.
That will do it. That will do it for this week's news. Make sure to keep an eye out for Kanpai Cast later this week, where Joey Zero joins us for a deeper discussion on AI and its role in the future of anime and art and just kind of everything in general. I'm actually a little surprised that you didn't share the story about your potential employee. Anyway.
Well, I mean, it was long enough part 1 anyway, so maybe that'll be part 2.
That's true. Yeah, anyway, thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time for more news!
News! Why am I holding up my drink? News!
Bye.
It's because I do. I'm a bad influence.